Hey everybody, good morning.
What is up?
Sunday sermon with Dov Nicole. We're so excited to be here with you guys today. And Sophia, she's scared of the rain because we had a storm. So if you guys are new to us, if you have not been on one of our Sunday sermons before, if you are new to our Facebook, if you have not heard from us before, we are motivational speakers, we're consciousness mentors, we are energy healers, and much more. And we are so excited to be talking with you guys this morning about some pretty big topics.
Yeah,
and really shaking it up.
Well, you know what? Spirit said we need to shake it up a bit. What's up, Michelle? If you are here right now and you're watching this live, please say aho or amen. Say one love. Say what's up. If you're watching the replay, please let us know that you're watching the replay because we like to keep track of all of you so that we can leave messages under your comments. If you love what you are hearing, please share the video. If you're loving the love, share the love. Leave your stuff here. We love to see you. Oh my God, Tara, what's up? We love you guys so much. Copper, it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys this morning. We're going to be talking about something pretty big. We're going to be talking about how these beliefs, these feelings, these concepts, right? If God loved me, if there was a God, if there was spirit, if there was this universal sort of energy out there, then we wouldn't be going through the things that we go through. Other people wouldn't be going through the things that they go through. And this is a big one, right? This is a really, really big one. And I can feel it. Before we got on this with you guys, I could feel the templates shaking, right? I could feel these belief systems that are so ingrained in us, so ingrained in the collective, just kind of shaking at this concept of, we're going to talk about it. We're going to put some view on it, right? So if you guys saw the title and you saw, well, God doesn't love you, then you guys must have thought Dov and Nicole lost their mind.
Yes.
What the hell are they talking about
Every
today?
day.
Right? But we didn't lose our mind. We do believe that God loves you. We believe that the universe loves you, source loves you. And so why are we talking about this today? So this is something that's come up for me a whole lot, right? But the other day I was reading an article, and actually I was watching a video on Facebook. It wasn't an article. And, it was this beautiful story about this woman who found an alternative way to heal her child, little baby, really sweet little baby, who had a birth defect where his skin was sort of peeling off almost, like if you had chronically cracking, peeling skin. Painful, difficult, and they found an alternative way to heal the baby. And I was, just thinking about the story and the love of this family, and I brought myself to the comments, which is something that I tend to try not to do too much on Facebook, which is a whole another section, whole nother live, right? Which is us being responsible for how we are on social media, how we are online, responsible for the love that we put out for other people. But I looked down to the comments and I saw this beautiful comment from this person, and it said something along the lines of, I'm sending so much love to this family, right? I know that God, source, creator, whatever they said, right, is with this family and is going to heal and help heal this child. And I'm just sending them so much love, right? It was a really heartfelt comment. And underneath that comment was 1,400 people attacking that person, right? And I felt their pain. And a comment after comment after comment. This baby wouldn't be sick if there was a God. This family wouldn't be suffering if there was a God. God doesn't love us because if God loved us, this wouldn't be happening. And I could feel the pain in these people, and I could feel the templates, right? And if you guys, maybe you've had moments like this, right? Maybe you've had moments, right? Because you're human. And we go into that and we go, or we want to say, it's something's fault that this is happening, right? And I'm sure even this family had a moment. They see their baby, they love their baby, right? We've all had these really tragic, difficult moments in our life where something happens to us, we don't know how to process it, we're in our pain body, we're in our emotions, and so I felt all these people, all the pain that they must have been through to come to those conclusions, right? Where they missed that love totally, and they bypassed it to go to their pain body, to go to their wound. And I was thinking, wow, we don't have so much access to self, to source, to God, to responsibility, to, not abandoning ourselves, to releasing the templates that are holding us back, these ideas of punishment, these ideas of being alone. And I could feel that in that. And in that moment, I said, I have to talk to you guys about it. I have to talk to you guys about it. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about the picture, the big picture, Right? We need to talk about the things that we don't always see are happening, but they're happening.
You know, there was a lie. There was a lie at the beginning. And the lie was like, love needs to be perfection. Love needs to be only joyous feelings and peace, right? Love needs to just be like where everything is happiness and there's no pain, and that's a lie. Some of the greatest pain, we find the deepest forms of love. We experience love so much in our pain. Like so much. There were times where I was on the floor when, like, you know, my adopted brother was murdered, right? My cousin was murdered. Like when I lost my friend in high school to cancer, right? One of my best friends, I remember thinking to myself, holy shit. Like this woman was so, I remember the day I was at softball practice and I didn't have a ride home and she just jumped up, I'll take you home. And like, just showed love and was gone that next year. Was gone. Right? And the experience I went through, knowing her, going through that death, being there on her last breath, like the day before her last breath, going through that pain, seeing it, feeling it, like honoring it, knowing how deep that love ran, dreaming about her. She would come to me while I was sleeping and give me messages from the other side. Right? There's so much in there that's love. When we lose our lover, when we go through that, when we were in separation, the pain was so great, we were just like, holy shit, that's unconditional love, man. It's all there, it's there. And we came to experience that, right? To shift things, to see things, to work through these things, right? Because you are love, I am love. We are expressing this great divine love. And she's like,
We didn't train her
I don't know
to
if
do
you
that.
heard that, but that was like really good timing. She was feeling it.
That was really good timing. So let's back up. So what is there, right? What is there? And one of the things, you know, a lot of things that we are missing actually in that belief when we make it outside of us, and like obviously there isn't, if bad things, how, you know, I love that Nicole talked about how bad it's not a thing. Right? There's pain, there's growth. In our paradigm, there's growth through pain, there's experience through pain, right? There's love in the pain, there's love in the breakdown. But then, let's move out of our pain body for a second and take 100-foot, 1,000-foot, 20,000-foot view, right? Creator in my world, okay? Creator for me, God for me, is unconditional source energy. Unconditional love, unconditional love. Okay? So it's very easy when we say, if God loved me, God would not have allowed that. Right? That's a very narrow, focused view. So let's challenge this thought with you guys right now. Let's look at it, okay? Why do we say that? We say that because we don't remember that some of these things are choices. Okay? God loves you so much that God is not going to intervene in your choices. God loves you so much that God grants you free will. Source grants you free will. Universe grants you free will. Free will that cannot be circumvented. Free will that is respected. So then you might say, well, I look back at my life and that happened, but I didn't do anything to make that happen. Or maybe you don't remember doing something to make that happen, because we also have decisions that follow us lifetime after lifetime until they're resolved. I see them every day. When I look with my client or a family member or at Nicole's records, and I look at our past lives and I look at the experiences and I look at the choices that are following us, right? Not good or bad, just choices that are a little incongruent with us, or choices that had to do with a learning experience that we had that maybe are looping us. Maybe we're still looped in that energy at the moment. Then there is cause and effect. Then there is desired experience. I said desired experience. So yes, you might be living something that you're like, wow, that sucks. But guess what? Before you came down here, you thought, ooh, that looks exciting, right?
Yes.
I want to experience that. I want to know what it feels like to be sick or to have loss, right? We've talked about this before, or to eat a donut. I want to know what that feels like, because here we have experience. Here we feel it. Here we taste it. Here we learn, because our soul evolves and grows through our experiences. Right? So if Creator just looked down and said, no, that would be a complete circumvention of what you wanted to experience. It would be looking at it in the most narrow form. And so there's no judgment. No judgment. If you're in it, look. When Nicole and I separated, I hit my pain threshold limit, right? I know Nicole shares a lot openly about what she's been through. I have had great loss. I have had very close people murdered. I have had people die of diseases. I have had different levels of abuses. I have also experienced that stuff, okay? Nothing took me to my knees like our separation, and when we did separate, because it allowed me to go and really deep look at my stuff, right? And I went right into those templates that I'm talking to you about. God is punishing me. God doesn't love me. I used to say out loud, God doesn't love me like he loves Nicole, or that she loves Nicole, right? I would go right there. So I went right into the templates. I would go right into this concept of victim energy. I have no control over this. I can't believe this is happening to me. I can't believe that this is happening to me. Not that I am creating it, not that I am controlling it, not that I am choosing it, not that I have power over it, but that it was happening to me. I went into the energy of being punished, right? So I went right into those templates that we were talking about, and I rooted myself firmly in that, and I woke up every day, and I looked up, and I said, this is your fault, and you are doing this to me, and I did not take responsibility in those moments. I couldn't, okay? I couldn't. And one day in that process, right, I had a beautiful spiritual person in my life at the time, and he had so much patience. And every time I would call and say, nah, and I would throw up all my stuff, he would say, stop blaming God. God loves you. Stop blaming God. It has nothing to do with God. And I would say, how does it have nothing to do with God? How does it have nothing to do with the universe? How is that possible? And he would say to me, it has nothing to do with God. God loves you. God protects you. God provides for you. The universe provides for you, right? And one day, right, as if it was like his information magically trickling down into my reality over time, I felt it. You know when you know it here, but you know it here, it's a different reality? I felt it, and I went into that, and I felt it. And after that moment, I never, ever blamed outside of myself again, because I realized truly and completely that that pain was a gift. I realized truly and completely that nothing was going to make my stubborn ass change that wasn't that hard, because I was so tough. And it would take so much turmoil, and it would take me to look so deep into my basement in order for me to be able to look at it and change it. And I looked at it. And I looked at why it was a gift, and why it was a gift to have that experience. I looked at the fact that I didn't have to abandon me. So I didn't have to be in that template of abandonment, right? I looked at the fact that I could have access to source and love all of the time. So I didn't have to cut myself off. Because what do we really do when we say, obviously God doesn't love me. Obviously, because there's difficulty in this world, there isn't source or creator. What do? We cut ourselves off. We cut ourselves off. We make ourselves feel singular. We make ourselves feel alone. We make ourselves hurt, right?
Amen. Oh, hallelujah. Yeah, I'm over here feeling it. How many of you are ready to release this victim template, man? How many of you are ready to release, like, I'm abandoned, I am being punished, like, to just let go and give yourself the freedom that you've never fucking had? Sorry about cursing on a Sunday, but, like, yeah. Right? Like, yeah. Everyone's talking about the new earth. You can't hail in the new earth as a victim. Right? We bring it in, being all-powerful, taking full responsibility for the beautiful friggin' soul that we are, that you are, knowing that you have everything in you to make such a shift right now. Oh my God, victim? Oh, I got into this body, and when I was abused, I forgot that I chose it. I forgot that I chose that family. I forgot that I identify as the divine masculine, because I've incarnated so many times as the masculine, that I forgot that I chose that I was going to go into a female body, and I had to go through that. Right? Being gay, going into certain churches where I was not accepted and I was angry. I thought that God hated me. Right? Then I become a drug addict and I'm like, oh my God, I'm sick, I'm powerless. I am like just ailed, like ailment. Like I'm never gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. God hates me. And I cursed God. Oh my God, so many times I fought and I had real authentic conversations about how pissed I was. And you know what God did? I'm going to tell you what God did for me. Every belief that I had that God didn't love me, that God doesn't love gays, that God wasn't there, was going to help me through this addiction stuff that I was like perceiving that was happening in my life. What God did was save me time and time again, showing up over and over, making situations and choices that I had made that were so messed up, cleaning the slate, like completely cleaning it like nothing ever happened, taking me to a place now where like it's just washed free over and over, bringing me back to life like over 12 times. Over completion, baby. Over 9 lives. And I was like, whoa, dude. I just turned to a surfer. I was like, yo, how do you not take that in and look at this experience and think and believe something different? Allow yourself. Here's the thing. When we get caught up in these programs and we get caught up in these beliefs and we don't look outside of that, we stay in it. We can't move from it. There's no hope. There's no faith. There's only doubt. We have to look at what's good in our lives now. Now. What is happening in your life right now that you can be grateful for? We focus so much on, listen, if I put all my energy into the news and what is happening in this world, and there are things that are happening that make my soul angry, that make my soul really sick, that makes my soul like want to not get out of bed in the morning, and I have to sit with that, and I have to bring love in. And every moment when I'm seeing like these dogs being used as bait for like money and all of these things that piss me off when I'm looking online, right? If I focused on that, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. I wouldn't be able to be here. I wouldn't be able to show my face. So in that moment when these things are happening to us and we're angry and we're seeing wars right now, we're seeing kids die, instead of like just bringing it back to love and honoring those souls that chose to come here to experience what they're experiencing right now, what I came here to experience for the greater good. And we don't see it. We don't see it all the time. It's really hard. We forget. And that's why we're here right now, so you can remember. You can continue to remember, and you can remind people, and you can remind yourself on a daily basis, and you can remind your friends, and then you have to remind yourself again because you're going to forget again, because we have this built-in forgetter that forgets this all, and that's why we wake up every day and we have a daily practice so that we don't fucking forget. Have a daily practice so you don't fucking forget. Sorry.
You know, when Nicole was talking about that, and for some reason, I see that the camera keeps getting dimmer. So
I'm gonna check something.
Hopefully,
make sure
you
that
guys can still see us, and that it's not just getting darker and darker. And so, what I was gonna say to you guys is, you know, what would it look like? Right? What would it look like if you started looking, right now we're going to just fix everything. Okay.
So.
What would it look like if you started looking at life a little bit differently like this? Right? What would it look like if you started to consider, maybe these experiences are part of the process, right? What if I respected other souls for having their experiences? What if I didn't look at people like victims? What if I didn't feel bad for people? All right, let me stop there for a second, because I heard some of you go, oh my God, this woman, she doesn't care about people. She doesn't care if they're okay. No. I care very deeply. Very deeply. It's why I dedicated my life to do what I do. But what I said is, what if I didn't feel bad for people? Because here's the amazing thing, is that when I feel bad for people, I'm sending them the victim template. I'm sending them the punishment template. I'm sending them the abandonment template. I'm not sending them power. When I respect and honor them, and I see them in their power, in their glory as a soul, because guess what? We are all masters in our own right. If we choose to express it, that is our choice. Bible talks about forgetting. If we forget in a moment, I still have to respect you for being in a place of forgetting in that moment, right?
Yes.
If you want to wake up, great, I'm here. If you don't want to wake up, I respect you.
Yes.
But what I can still do is see you in your power. And do you know what happens when you step in your power and then you give somebody the respect to see them in their power, even if you don't say anything? You give them the mirror and the opportunity to stand in that energy and that power and shift their life and their reality. Okay? You give them the power to do that. But when we send them, I'm sorry, I feel bad, these poor victims, we just feed our templates. So as I'm saying these things, what would it look like? If you looked back at some of the things that you've been through, some of the tragedies, some of the difficulties, and you said, what if there was a different reason than I thought for having gone through that? What if it wasn't because the universe doesn't love me? What if it wasn't because I need to be punished? What if it wasn't because I'm all alone here on this planet? What if it was because I needed it to grow? What if it was because I chose it in this or another lifetime? What if it was part of an accumulated plan with other people to help their soul? I remember this amazing story, and I cannot quote where it comes from because I cannot at the moment remember his name. But there is a man who does a lot of work around past lives, and he has actually put out some books on it. He talks about the stages, right? He talks about stages of past lives and all these different things. And I remember when I heard this a long time ago. This was actually around the time that I stopped blaming the universe and God. And he writes about a past life that he remembers where he's out of the body and he's about to come back in the body with his son for that lifetime. And he says to the soul that he's really close to, the soulmate of his, and he says, so you're going to come back with me and you're going to be my son and you're going to kill me. And the soul goes, what? I'm not going to do that. I absolutely will not. And he says, but I need you to because it's part of my evolution. And he said, oh, okay. So when we're outside of the body, that sounds like, oh, okay. We come in and we become amnesic and we go, what the hell are we doing? And it hurts and it seems crazy and all that, oh, it's so exciting. I'm going to experience all these different things, donuts and, broken legs and all that stuff does not seem so exciting anymore because we forgot, because we have a pain body, because we feel limited, because we feel confused, because we forgot, because our view is no longer 20,000 feet. It's just right around where our feet are. We forgot.
Oh man. I had this vision of we set up our lives with little booby traps that explode and go off. That are coded, right? To remind you of who the hell you are. One more time. There's little things that you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go and do that. And it's not gonna make me who I am. It's going to remind me of who I truly am, who we truly are. And we don't see that in the peak. We actually don't. It's when we're in the shit. It's when we're in the murk, when we're in the darkness, when we're in the shadow, when we're friggin' crying and snotting and it looks really gross and we're purging and right? And then we get through it and we're like, that's who I am. I am courage. I am resilient. I can move mountains. I can overcome anything. And that's when you see and experience. We're in this body to experience and feel. And the only way to understand and trust a truth is to actually experience it and see it for yourself and witness it. And so you're doing that right now. You're doing it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I go back into victim mode. I go back into feeling abandoned. I go back and blame her for being abandoned. Like, it's your fault. Right? I go into fear. Like, oh my God, what am I doing? I have those moments. Thank you. I have those moments. We all have those moments. It's allowing yourself to have that moment too. Right? That's part of it. Right? Where you're just like, I don't want to do anything. And I've done that. I'm like, I'm not doing shit. And she's like, maybe you want to work on... No. You can work on yourself. Leave me alone. until that gets tiring, and then I want to work on myself. And that's okay.
So
no. Sorry.
Oh my God. Woo! Gotta heal through laughter. If you guys see me looking that way a lot, the problem is that I'm used to the camera being that way, so I keep looking over there. So there's nothing over there. I'm just used to it, right? Because what happens when we're used to something? We're trained, right? It's so easy for us to train ourselves to do something. So it's interesting that this came up because I'm like, I keep looking over there, right? Like the camera's over there, right? But the thing is that same with this is behavior. These are learned behaviors, but these are collective. They're templates. They're so big that it's easy for us to fall into them. It's like having giant clouds of energy. Just fall right into it. Because this is what people believe, right? Why was there 1,400 comments under one person saying that they wanted to leave love? Because as soon as one person went, the collective poured into it. The collective anger, the collective victim, the collective abandonment, the punishment energy, the feeling of being forsaken. And what do those people need? They just want to be heard, know that they're connected, they want to be loved. Right? When Nicole talks about showing up with love, here's the thing. What energy you put out, you obviously create in this world. You bring to this world. When I said see people in their glory, see people in their power, it's because that's what you contribute, right? So if there are things out there that make you angry, and I want to go back to the point Nicole made, it is not going to help resolve the issue by bringing and accumulating all of the anger within yourself. Now, however, stop, pause. When you see the anger in yourself, right? Let's say you see somebody hurt somebody and you want to hurt them. Stop. The capacity that they have to hurt somebody is the same capacity that was invoked in you to hurt them.
Yes.
Correct it in you so that you can start to heal that more broadly for others. That's how the change happens. The correction happens in you. You have the same capacity to do anything and everything that you see in other people. We've talked about this before. I will say it again. Okay? The reason that judgment fails, the reason that hate fails, all of these things fail as a system or as a concept to feed us or to do anything positive for us is because guess what? Either the person you're looking at will be you, it is you, or it was you. Okay? It will be you, it is you, or it was you. We don't get to a place where we get to judge somebody to the extent that we can hate them. And if that hate is in us, then let's be responsible for healing that hate in us. Okay? Right? And so if we came back into this place of responsibility, because that's what we're really talking about, then we can receive the fact that the universe loves you. That we love you. And this responsibility, this is my definition of responsibility. Why do I say this? Because unfortunately, we have destroyed the word responsibility.
Yes.
When you guys hear responsibility, what do you think? Ugh.
Ew.
I don't want to clean my room. I don't want to pay my bills. I don't want to go to the grocery store. Why? Because we've made responsibility synonymous with these weights. No. For me, responsibility means opportunity. Responsibility means my life can look like whatever I want it to look like because I am the contributing factor of why my life is what it looks like to begin with. Responsibility means infinite possibility. Responsibility is awesome. Take it back today, right? Take that word back today. We've talked about it with you guys before. Take it back. Don't let that word be polluted. Responsibility is awesome. It's exciting. So I want to invite you guys,
I heard really loud, but it's scary! It's so scary. Oh my God, I remember when I didn't have much responsibility when I was, really heavily into my drugs. I didn't have any, because everyone expected nothing from me. They were just like, okay, you know what I expect from Nicole? She's not going to show up for Christmas. She's going to show up for half of Christmas. She's going to leave, and she's going to be out all night. She's not going to come home. Right? And then also, too, I'm like, well, I didn't create anything because I'm a drug addict, right? And I couldn't. And when I had to give that up, whoa, it was scary. I actually relapsed a ton because I wasn't ready to take responsibility of my life. That scared the hell out of me. I was like, last time I tried to take responsibility for my life, I lost it all. And then I built it and I lost it and I built it and I lost it. And I was scared. And then I started to take responsibility. Slowly, little steps into the direction where I started to make choices that were really like aligned with love and humility. Like, and if you make a choice out of love and humility, you're always going to be able to stand strong in that choice, man. You are going to stand so tall and in your power, nothing is going to touch you. And there is no fear in that place. And it's like, well, how do I make decisions out of love and humility? Well, before I said something about a daily practice, every day I have to give thanks to Mother Earth for giving us food, for giving us air, right? For sharing this beautiful wealth of abundance of like, oh my God, just seeing like lizards running and birds flying and all these things and like, oh, making me feel so good in the ocean and the way the ocean and the sand feel and the salt cleansing my being. And I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Source. Like, thank you for my life. Thank you for allowing me to see myself. Thank you for allowing me to connect to the all-knowing, super conscious, like everything, one like connection between all of us and having all the understanding of the universe when I want to tap into it, right? It's there. Thank you, thank you. I ask for forgiveness a lot because sometimes I make decisions that friggin' like are not good. And forgiveness is so powerful. We talked about victim. We also talked about judgment, right? I always hear that thing like, don't be casting stones, like, unless you know, if your backyard's dirty, don't be looking at somebody else's backyard. It really keeps the focus on ourselves, right? Because the other person, my neighbor's backyard is not my problem. This is where it all goes down. If my backyard's clean, right, then my neighbor might see my backyard and go, oh shit, that's a really clean, beautiful backyard. Maybe I want to clean my backyard. They don't need to hear it from me. It just needs to be an example. Right? I got some fountains. I got some flowers. This shit is lit. I don't actually have that, but I want that. Right? I'm renting right now, so.
Renting fountains.
Yeah.
Renting fountains. So, you know, all of this to say that you guys are so super loved. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
You're so connected. And that Source in the universe is always out there all the time going, just ask me, right? And here's the thing too about our free will. This is the last thing I want to leave you guys with, and it's something you can practice. We have to ask and give permission to receive all of the support from Source, Creator, the universe, God, you know, other deities, angels, whatever you are comfortable with. They're out there all the time just going, I am here. How can we support you? But we don't give permission. We fail to give permission. We forget about our gift of free will.
Hi, Mom. My mom just came on.
Hi.
Hi, Tony.
We forget about all of these things and we don't allow for that abundance to come back into ourselves. So when we are feeling this energy of it is that fault, it is this, it is that, whatever, we are disconnecting ourselves. We're also blocking ourselves from receiving that infinite flow of abundance, whatever abundance means to you: peace, love, happiness, joy, relationships, you know, centeredness, money, all of those things. It's just the flow of energy, right? So I invite you guys to start that practice. Start that communication with the universe, what I call prayer, okay? But for me, prayer just means to communicate outwardly, right? And we talked last time about being the masterpiece. You are perfect. You are perfectly created in the image of this unconditional love and Source, right? And so we want to come back, bring ourselves back into that power, bring ourselves back into that center, and remember. So if this message was helpful for you guys, we ask you guys to share it, like it, leave comments. If you're on the replay, leave comments. We love you guys so much, and we hope that we've been of service to you guys today.
Yeah, and if you watch this all the way through and you're like, but I've never been able to have my life look the way I want it to look. I've never been there. I don't know how. Just write, yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Yes.
I can now, right? It's a different space, a different time. We're changing every second of every day. We are shifting. We are connecting. We are doing amazing things that the eye cannot see at this point. And maybe for some of you we can see, but like things are happening, and this is the moment now. Now is the moment.
Yes, I can.
Your past is gone. Everything you ever did is gone. That has no place in this moment, right?
Yes,
we can look
guys,
back
yes,
and learn
I can.
from it. Yes, I can. But we can look back at it and we can say, okay, I learned something from that. Ooh, I went through that. But that doesn't define you. It doesn't define you. It doesn't even create who you are. Again, I told you, it just shows you who you are. It's just showing you who you are.
Yes. We love you guys,
We love you guys
so
so much.
Happy Sunday. We'll see you next week at 11 We love you, love you, love you.
Aho.
Aho.